Okie dokie. I love watching Uma Musume suffer. Now, before you call me the second coming of Peter, let me explain. Uma Musume Pretty Derby is a pretty cute show with cute horse girls running and doing cute idol performances. I love it, you love it, it's why we're all here. And with that description, first timers might not think that this is a particularly heavy show, that there would be very much drama. However, Uma Musume is also a sports anime, and with sports comes drama, stakes, and winners. When there's winners, there's losers. When there's success, there's failure. And Season 2 is an anime all about failure. Season 2 gives us our protagonist Tokai Teio and Uma, who looks up to Symboli Rudolf, a legendary racehorse who has won 7 of the highest level G1 races, including the illustrious Triple Crown. She also happens to be Tokai Teio's dad in real life. Weird to go to school with your dad, but whatever. Teiou is currently undefeated and had just won the Japanese Derby, the second of the Triple Crowns. She was set to follow in her role model / father's footsteps to become a legend just like Rudolf. Except, she doesn't quite do that. She doesn't do that at all. Season 2 begins at Tokai Teio's peak and at her fall. Tokai Teio goes through 3 different fractures throughout the season, and you could say that each fracture is a representation of a dream that Teiou fails to achieve. Fracture 1. She is forced to drop out of the Kikiga show, the final of the Triple Crowns that would have cemented her status as a legendary Uma Musume. She is forced to cross out the Triple Crown on her motivational poster, switching her dream to now staying undefeated. Fracture 2 happens when she loses the spring tennis show to Mejiro McQueen, crushing her dream once again and forcing her to rip down that crossed out poster. She is forced to once again move the goalpost, write up a new poster, and declares to herself that she will face McQueen again at the Takarazuka Kinen to reclaim her glory against the first Uma that ever defeated her. And then Fracture 3 puts a complete stop to that, and with it being her 3rd fracture, the possibility of it becoming recurring stops her not only from running against McQueen again, but running altogether. Her career is effectively over. Her peak is long behind her. It's interesting that for an anime about winning races, Tokai Teio spends most of the story struggling to even race at all. She is constantly hitting a brick wall throughout the season, having to deal with both the physical and mental setbacks as her body breaks over and over again, forced to give up something new with each fracture. The dreams I've already mentioned, but there's also her motivation coming to a grinding halt after losing to McQueen, struggling to even find a reason to keep racing after failing to live up to her goals once again, the ones that seemed like such a natural inevitability for her. She was going to be the undefeated Triple Crown winner, she was going to go down as a legend, she was going to be just like Symboli Rudolf. And now it's all gone. The first fracture took her dreams, the second took her drive, and the third took her ability altogether. Now unable to train with the others, we watch her try to stay positive, try and make the most of her newfound free time, trying all the things that she was once too busy for. And it does nothing for her. It feels nothing for her. She feels nothing but emptiness, forced to face reality, fans telling her that they used to root for her, rivals running further and further ahead of her. It's genuinely heartbreaking seeing her hit rock bottom. Now, due to the title of this video, you might be thinking that this is what I love. Tokai Teio is suffering and I lap up her tears like a sadistic animal. And while I do enjoy drinking tears, this isn't suffering for suffering's sake. This isn't Jujika no Rokunin. There's a reason why Tokai Teio's second outfit resembles a phoenix, and that's because, like the mighty flame bird, Tokai Teio's story is about her burning out completely, but rising from the ashes, being reborn after each fracture. When Teiou watches the Kikiga show from the audience, imagining what it could have been like if she was able to race in it, the other racers take her what if and stomp all over it, declaring that this race isn't the one that Tokai Teio couldn't race in. This race is the one that they are racing in right now. This is their race, not Teio's. Teio can only watch from the sidelines, only cheer from the sidelines, both for the races that took her place, but for herself once she has recovered. When Teio loses the Spring Tenno show, she finds herself in a rut, unable to find any meaning in why she continues to run. It's McQueen that helps her out this time, sharing her own meaning for running, revealing that she runs to defeat a certain someone. That certain someone being Teio. She had already beaten Teio during a long race, but not at the distance that Teio specializes in, mediums. Teio is able to find meaning by making her new goal the same as McQueen's, her new dream being defeating McQueen. When Teio is forced to stop racing altogether, she is forced to tell everyone that looked up to her to move on without her, to continue running when she can't. Mejiro McQueen, Nice Nature, Twin Turbo, Kitasan Black all look on in disappointment as Teio gets further and further behind them. But it's everyone that looks up to her, her fans, her rivals, that refuse to accept her retirement, that tell her it's okay to keep running, even if her legs won't run as fast as she could before. Kitasan will still root for her. Nature and Turbo are still hoping to beat her. McQueen is still waiting for that rematch. Everyone is still waiting for Teio to achieve the impossible, to achieve a miracle, as long as she still wishes and strives for it. You might be noticing that there is a theme of Tokai Teio rising up from her fall due to the help of the people around her, and you'll find that this is actually a theme that is shared across other characters in the season as well. The easiest example would be Mejiro Palmer. She only really shows up as a side arc tangent from the main story, but she also suffers from failure. Being part of the Mejiro family, Palmer is failing to live up the reputation of her more accomplished family members like McQueen. She is unable to find any notable success on her own. It's not until she is pointed towards Daitaku Helios, who is honestly a favorite of mine, that she is able to start winning G1 races, all because she now has a rival, a partner to run with, to outrun all her problems by literally outrunning everyone on the track. There's also the more prominent rivalry, Mihono Bourbon and Rice Shower. Bourbon, like Teio, was an undefeated Uma Musume on track to win the Triple Crown, having already claimed the Satsuki show in the Japanese derby. But like Teio, she also fails to achieve that dream, having the Kikika show taken from her not because of a fracture, but because of Rice Shower. And also she gets a fracture afterwards because Season 2 hates healthy legs. Bourbon, now in the same position of having her dreams crushed, is only able to find the motivation to keep running because her new goal is to now also defeat a certain someone, the only Uma to ever defeat her. But Rice, her new rival, is also dealing with failure. Having taken the final Triple Crown from Bourbon, she was met with not cheers, but disappointment. All the Mihono Bourbon fans who were looking forward to the birth of a new legend take out their frustrations on this poor Uma that only wanted what every other Uma wants: to win. The public reaction is so bad that it traumatizes Rice and makes her not want to race again, in fear that she'll be met with the same disdain if she crushes someone else's dreams again. And it's Bourbon's turn to motivate Rice, to tell her that it's okay for her to keep racing, to tell her that she isn't a heel who snatches victory from others, but a hero who deserves the praise she is most rightfully owed. There is an honorable mention I wish to bring up because this might be the only time I cover Season 3 on this channel, but Cheval Grand is also in a similar position. She is one of three sisters, Verxina and Vivalos, and the only sister to fail to win a G1. She also appears in the background like Palmer, and it's often her just being depressed at losing yet another G1. And I gotta say, I instantly fell in love with her. I saw this shy little underdog and I couldn't help but want to root for her, hoping to see her achieve that G1 win. We find out near the end of the season that she had formed this sort of jealousy towards Kitasan Black, the protagonist of Season 3, hating how she was able to do what she couldn't. She could make friends with others with ease, she could talk proudly about her dreams as a racer, she could achieve her dreams with hard work and effort. She was the complete opposite of Cheval, and Cheval hated her. She hated how she couldn't take her eyes off her, she hated how she was friendly with everyone, even her. She hated how immature and pitiful she felt running behind her. And it's Kitasan's unintentional support as a rival that pushes Cheval to race again, despite all her failures, to put everything on the line to finally take over her, to declare that she not only hated Kitasan Black, but she also loved her for being that goal in front of her, allowing her to finally win that G1. Which brings us back to Season 2, because while I've talked about McQueen supporting Teiou, we haven't really mentioned Teiou supporting McQueen. Before the Ara McKinnon, McQueen had unfortunately developed suspensory ligament desmitis in her left leg, a near incurable condition that slowly steals away your ability to run. It takes a year to treat and it has the possibility of recurring, meaning that she is now in the same position as Teiou, forced by her own body to give up on racing forever. And like McQueen, it's now Teiou's turn to support her. McQueen was the one that told her that miracles can happen to people that wish and strive for them, and that's exactly what Teiou will do by running in the Ara McKinnon after she had been away from racing for an entire year due to her fractures. No horse has ever won a G1 race after being on hiatus for so long, especially at a distance that Teiou was apparently not suited for. All the odds were stacked against her, but it's because everyone was there for Teiou, it's because McQueen was behind Teiou that she could run again, and she will now prove to McQueen that she can still come back to racing even after a year of recovery, even after 3 different fractures, even at the risk of her body breaking down again. The reason Tokai Teio returns to her original racewear, the one that she hasn't worn since the Japanese Derby, is because she has completed her rebirth as a phoenix. She had returned to the peak that was once thought to be lost forever. She had returned to her prime, all to win the Ara McKinnon, to prove to McQueen that she could also return to her prime as well. This is why I love when Uma Musume suffer, because through suffering, through failure, comes perseverance, comes development, the ability to overcome no matter what life throws your way, to become better than the you that failed before. That is what Uma Musume is. Characters overcoming their past failures with the support of their friends, their fans, their rivals, to become a better version of themselves.